Ever feel like something's off in your relationship, but you're not sure what? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of infidelity, exploring the signs, the hidden motivations, and what drives someone to cheat. Let's uncover the truths that could help you navigate these complex emotions and relationships. This episode is a collaboration of experts to provide you with a deeper understanding, and the voice you're hearing represents a unified perspective from our team.
Welcome, everyone, to today's episode of Navigating Relationships. I'm your host, and I'm joined by the incredibly insightful and engaging co-host. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that can be both terrifying and fascinating: infidelity. We'll explore the signs, the psychology, and the emotional impacts. So buckle up, and let's get started.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I think this is such an important and often misunderstood topic. So let's start with the basics. What exactly drives someone to cheat in the first place?
Great question. Infidelity is a complex issue, and it often stems from a combination of psychological, emotional, and situational factors. For example, Dr. Shirley Glass, a leading expert on infidelity, suggests that cheating isn't always about dissatisfaction in the relationship. Sometimes it's about emotional vulnerabilities or unmet needs. Even opportunity can play a significant role. Think about it. If someone is always traveling for work or has a lot of access to potential partners through social media, the risk of infidelity increases.
That's really interesting. So it's not always about the relationship being bad. What about attachment styles? How do they play into this?
Exactly. Attachment theory is a crucial part of understanding infidelity. John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth developed this theory, which shows how our early relationships shape our adult attachments. People with insecure attachment styles, whether anxious or avoidant, are more likely to engage in infidelity. Anxiously attached individuals might cheat to test their partner's commitment or out of fear of abandonment, while avoidantly attached individuals might cheat to maintain emotional distance. It's like they're trying to keep the relationship at arm's length to avoid getting too close.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So if someone has these attachment issues, they might be more prone to cheating. But what about the role of opportunity? Can you give us some examples of how that plays out in real life?
Absolutely. Opportunity is a significant factor. Dr. David Buss, an evolutionary psychologist, suggests that people in environments where infidelity is easier or more socially accepted are more likely to cheat. For instance, someone who travels frequently for work might find it easier to have an affair because they're away from home and their partner. Social media is another big factor. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram can provide easy access to potential partners, especially if someone is looking for validation or attention outside their relationship.
Wow. Social media can be a double-edged sword. So let's talk about the signs. What are some changes in communication patterns that might indicate infidelity?
Changes in communication are a big red flag. Dr. John Gottman, a renowned relationship expert, notes that a sudden lack of communication can signal underlying issues. If your partner starts avoiding conversations or seems distant during discussions, it could be a sign. Additionally, secretive behavior, such as being overly protective of their phone or emails, is a common indicator. Research by Dr. Monica T. Whitty and Dr. Adam S. Whittle shows that secrecy, especially about digital communication, is a red flag. If your partner is always checking their phone in private or deleting messages, it's worth paying attention to.
That's really helpful. Emotional distance is another sign, right? Can you explain that a bit more?
Definitely. Emotional distance is a key sign. Dr. Esther Perel, a psychotherapist and author, points out that infidelity often leads to emotional withdrawal. The cheating partner might disengage from shared activities, show less interest in emotional support, or become less affectionate. They might also start pushing you away, creating a sense of distance to manage the guilt of their infidelity. It's like they're trying to keep you at arm's length to avoid feeling bad about what they're doing.
That sounds really tough. What about sudden changes in routine or behavior? Are there any specific things to look out for?
Yes, sudden changes in routine can be a sign. For example, if your partner starts spending more time away from home without clear explanations, it could be a red flag. Dr. Perel notes that a sudden and unexplained focus on personal appearance or fitness could also indicate that someone is trying to impress a new partner. If your partner suddenly starts hitting the gym more often or dressing up more, and there's no obvious reason for it, it might be worth asking some questions.
That's a good point. What about guilt and defensiveness? How do those play out?
Guilt and defensiveness are classic signs. Dr. Shirley Glass notes that cheaters often project their guilt onto their partner by accusing them of infidelity or becoming overly suspicious. This is a way to shift the focus away from themselves. Additionally, a study by Dr. Susan Krauss-Whitborn found that defensive reactions when questioned about their behavior or whereabouts can indicate a guilty conscience. If your partner gets defensive or angry when you ask about their day or their whereabouts, it might be a sign that they're trying to hide something.
That's really insightful. What about changes in sexual behavior? Can infidelity affect that as well?
Absolutely. Infidelity can have a significant impact on sexual behavior. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist, explains that the novelty and excitement of an affair can sometimes increase sexual interest in the primary relationship temporarily. This is because the dopamine rush from the affair can spill over. However, infidelity can also lead to a decline in sexual interest due to guilt. It's a mixed bag, and it really depends on the individual and the dynamics of the affair.
That's really fascinating. So, what about the emotional impact of infidelity? How does it affect both the betrayed and the cheating partner?
The emotional impact is profound and can be long-lasting. For the betrayed partner, the discovery of infidelity can cause emotional trauma, similar to post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Symptoms can include intrusive thoughts, hypervigilance, and emotional numbness. Dr. Glass's research shows that betrayed partners often experience a loss of self-esteem, trust issues, and feelings of betrayal that can take years to heal. For the cheating partner, guilt and shame are common. Dr. Perel notes that many cheaters experience intense guilt and shame, which can lead to emotional distress and anxiety. They might also struggle with cognitive dissonance, trying to reconcile their actions with their self-image as a good partner.
That sounds really challenging. So, what are some ways to cope and move forward after infidelity?
Rebuilding trust after infidelity is a complex process, but it's possible with the right approach. Open communication is crucial. Dr. Gottman emphasizes the importance of creating a safe space for both partners to express their feelings and needs. Therapy can also be incredibly helpful. Couples therapy, like Imago relationship therapy created by Dr. Harville Hendricks, can provide a structured environment to address the issues that led to infidelity. Individual therapy can help both partners process their emotions and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Setting clear boundaries about communication, transparency, and behavior is also essential. This includes being open about social media use, schedules, and future expectations. Finally, infidelity can serve as a catalyst for personal growth. Reflecting on the relationship dynamics and individual contributions to its health can lead to deeper understanding and stronger relationships in the future.
That's a lot to take in, but it's really helpful. Thank you so much for sharing all this insightful information. And thank you, listeners, for joining us on this journey. If you have any questions or stories to share, feel free to reach out. Until next time, stay curious and stay strong.
Thanks. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember, navigating relationships can be challenging, but with the right tools and support, you can overcome almost anything. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us on this insightful journey into the signs and psychology of infidelity. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Cognitive Curves, share your thoughts in the comments, and tune in next time for more deep dives into the complexities of love and connection. Stay curious, stay strong, and keep growing.